Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Another episode of RK Football, and it's the three amigos once again. And the best news of all, the best news, Stu. He's wearing blue, and
Stuck
why is
to it.
that, Stu? Why
He
is
stuck
it?
to it. Fair
You can
play.
say, you can say. It.
Yes, Chelsea beat us 2-1.
Hey!
We actually, when we all first came online, I realized I was wearing a blue top as well. Just completely didn't mean for it. I just went, no, I'm getting rid of that. No, this is Stu's week for blue. Like,
Could have been solidarity with me because obviously I'm wearing one
No.
as well. But I guess
No.
Oh,
No,
right.
I love it.
because I was delighted that Chelsea lost, but I
No.
didn't have a bet to
Oh,
uphold,
no.
so I was happy just to kind of.
all by my lonesome. Am I?
Yeah.
Okay, I see, David. I see.
Yeah, that's it.
But the thing I love is that, so fair play, Stu, because in case no one, everyone missed it, last week, me and Stu made a bet that if whoever loses the game has to wear the opposition colours. So I would have had to wear red, and Stu obviously has to wear blue. And I'm not going to lie, I was made up when that went in the back of the net. I was so happy. But well done. You've done it. You've stuck to your bet. So full respect for you. But
absolutely.
obviously, people are not here to hear about that bet. They're here to hear about the Premier League and all sorts. Now, obviously, we will start with Chelsea versus Liverpool, and I have to say, Esteval looks like one of the most exciting players in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that thinks that?
No, I mean, obviously, I mean, I think had he played before this season? To be honest, I haven't watched. I haven't seen much of Chelsea, but has he played a bit before?
His debut came against West Ham United.
Right.
I believe we won. I think that was a game we won 5-0, and it was because Cole Palmer got injured, so he started and he got an assist on his debut.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked really good in that game as well. But the thing I loved about him is that he does one thing that a lot of players are scared to do, and he ran at players.
Runs at players. Yeah, exactly.
Just go through it, and he just looks exciting on the ball.
So dynamic, yeah. So dangerous as well. I mean, yeah, and obviously getting the winner at the end kind of helped it. But yeah, some player,
How old is he? How old is he?
Like 17 or something?
18.
Is he?
18. We got him from Palmaris. The funny thing was, in the Club World Cup, when we played Palmaris, he was playing for them in that game.
All right.
Oh, right.
We'll have some of him. Yeah.
No, we bought it before that. We bought it before the game.
I see. Right.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a situation. If you can't beat him, sign him.
Oh yeah, you know it. Yeah. He is 18 years old. He's played 6 matches this season, scored 1 goal and 1 assist. So, but I have to say, I'm so impressed with him. But it wasn't even that. I thought that defensively we looked good before we got the injuries. I thought we looked really good defensively. But the problem is defensively we've got so many injuries now, and it's like I really hope now we. I think it's about 6 injuries and all at centre back, and they're all at centre back. So it's going to be interesting. I think this international break, hopefully, we can then pull ourselves together and those injuries get back under control again. But the thing it did annoy me a little bit, and that is managers are not allowed to have passion in football anymore. I personally think, like Enzo Maresca, they scored the winning goal and he's gone flying down the line celebrating. Why send someone off for that?
Well, it wasn't sent off. He got a second yellow, so it wasn't a kind of straight red. So I think he'd gotten a yellow card before that, unless I'm mistaken, or was that Arne Slot? He did. He had gotten a yellow before that, hadn't he? Yeah. So
I can't remember what he was flipping out about. I think it was a foul or something in the first half. I think. Don't know why he was kind of like. I mean, to be fair, like I've got to be honest with that celebration, wouldn't you? Like 2 minutes before the end in a match. I mean, it's got like Jose Mourinho or full Portal vibes, or like
I think everyone thought the same thing when they see him sprinting him down the line. Everyone just thought, "Oh yeah, Mourinho."
If that were me and I'm the manager, I ain't coming back. I'm going nuts in with the crowd and everything.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of kind of like punishing the celebration, I mean, you can almost say if you're going to argue against that, you could also argue, oh well, then players shouldn't get yellow cards for taking their tops off when they score a last minute winner or whatever it is. You know, it's the same kind of thing, isn't it? You know,
and I mean that's stupid. I mean, I've all they stopped it because they didn't want to antagonize fans, but come on, man, like it's a silly
and sponsorship
rule,
rules as well, and there's a couple of things.
There's so many rules, I think, these days, and it's just
Yeah.
it's so hard
So
keeping up with it.
constricting.
I feel like I need my encyclopedia next to me just to go, right, this was introduced in like. So,
I think everyone would agree that like manager kind of wild outlandish celebrations everyone loves. Like obviously Maresca at the weekend, Mourinho. Yeah, it shows the passion. And like I remember Klopp when they got the last minute winner against Everton a few years back, him running onto the pitch and embracing Alisson. It's funny. And it's fun to watch. And like you said, it shows the passion.
But he got done for that. That's ridiculous. It's like because managers can't come on the pitch. It's like showing passion for God's sake. Like that's what football is, isn't it?
If I remember rightly, in his next press conference after that, Klopp actually said, "I don't care. Like I don't care. We were. There was nothing stopping me from doing that."
Exactly. Yeah, and the managers know the consequences of when they do these things. They will get. What's going to happen if they do it, but they do it anyway because it's just kind of it just kind of comes out of them. So
unless you're Ekatike and forget you're on a yellow card already.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. Well, hang on, mate. You should probably not take your top off in that instance.
What was great about that is the idea that I think it was Frimpong was looking at him going, "What are you doing?
What are you doing?" Yeah. Arnie Slot giving him daggers from the sideline, like, "Oh, you clown!" Yeah.
But Calcedo, obviously, he got on the score sheet as well with a
what a goal,
belter of a goal. He is playing really well, I think, so far this season. I'm mightily impressed with him too. The thing that I worry about most is that I feel like that sometimes he can be overworked, if you know what I mean. Like, and that's where we need to make sure that that defensive line, like, really helps him out. Because if we can help him out, we're only going to be better as a team. So we have to get that right.
Absolutely.
But obviously, we will talk about Liverpool now. Now, I want your opinion on this, Stu, because I've heard it a lot today. Is it time to drop Salah for the next game? Do you think?
No chance.
I don't think the problem with defeats like this and the kind of what we're on at the moment is the idea that people look at individual players and kind of go, was it go at like Mo Salah? Oh, he's out of form, drop him. Or what was it when we lost to Palace or Galatasaray? They went, oh no, that's drop Verts, and go after individual players.
Yeah.
The problem at the moment is Mo Salah is just that the system's kind of all over the place. We don't really know what we're doing. Like was it playing out front of. We're not producing in the middle because obviously in that first half, like, oh my God, like how much space do you want to give? I mean, as much as that Caicedo goal was absolutely, was it a thunderbolt, amazing goal. He had so much space, and you would have thought we would have looked at that and gone, well, this guy knows how to shoot from outside the box. Maybe we might press him, but it didn't work. But no, it's just at the moment with Liverpool, it's just like, well, we've got too many players like in the midfield all want to attack, so we have all this space on the counter, and it's basically like it's ridiculous. But yeah, I think it's a system he's tried to change the system to try and go after the low block, and it hasn't really worked because no one knows what's going on. So that I wouldn't drop Mo Salah personally. I think it's a situation of people just want to scapegoat because also we've lost in the world. But Mo Salah does this. I mean, we're sure we've had games like 6-7 games like even when he last season where he just you don't hear from him, and then he'll get one go again, and then before you know it'd be racking up the goals again. So
he's that one player that even with the bad start he's had, you do sit there and go, when they play against Man United, I might put him in sort of thing because he may score. Like against Man United, he shows up.
He always scores against United. I don't think any player has scored more goals in that fixture than Mo Salah. I don't think. So you don't drop him for that. Yeah.
That's crazy, that one, because I think before that record, he couldn't score any goals against them. And then when he did score, then he just scores against them all the time.
Stop.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It depends on what Slot does, because obviously this is kind of, you could sit there and say it's the biggest test of his management, because obviously since he's been in charge.
Oh yeah.
So and obviously I get it. People are kind of freaking out. Everyone's panicking because obviously that's what happens in football sphere these days when you have 1-2 defeats and everyone kind of loses their mind, blaming people. But I think what he's got, the international break might be a good thing for us. We've got time to rethink. We maybe. Something's got to change because obviously it's not working, obviously, because obviously you don't lose there, was it? And obviously with the performance we've had so far this season. But there's two ways this can go for me. It's either we're going to have a City situation like last season where it's the start of a downward trend where we go 9-10 and all that, or we do what probably will happen is we kind of sort it out. We do a bit of tinkering get the balance right, and then kind of we'll be back on track. But it's not all doom and gloom yet. But I think something needs to change, because obviously with 3 defeats in a row, and obviously you can't pinpoint a great performance so far this season. Maybe the first half against Everton, maybe we were quite good then, but except for that, like, you can't pinpoint like a really standout performance. So something needs to change. But I know it's easy to kind of flip out, but that's no need to panic too much.
I think a lot of people are forgetting what this Liverpool side have gone through as well. Like, so all these new signings have come in, and personally for me, I actually think Ekitike is the only new signing who has actually impressed so far. I don't think Isak has really done anything so far.
Not yet, no.
But he's not. I don't think he's fully match fit yet. He's had moments, but he's not been the Isak that we saw at Newcastle. Yeah. Then you've got, who's the other one? Verts, obviously. So far, need we say more?
Kirkes has been a bit.
Kirkes has been a bit off as well. But the main thing is that let's put it in realism here. They lost a player. They literally lost a player.
No one brings it up, do they? No one brings it up when they talk about it.
Yes, and I think that you've got to think there's not all these players were used to playing with him, but a lot of them they was his like best friend in a way, like Salah. He's one
I think that's
that really got along with him as well.
Yeah,
I'm not using it as an excuse.
No,
but you have to.
And I think Van Dijk did sort of allude to it in a sense. I think in his post-match he kind of said it's not just things on the pitch; it's also off things that happen off the pitch as well. And you think, well, that's obviously an allusion to. Yeah, things aren't quite clicking at the moment. I mean, you could argue the United game after the international break is probably the best game for Liverpool to kind of get that momentum back.
Oh, good.
To just smash United. I mean, I remember a couple of seasons ago when they beat United 7-0. And up until that point, United were playing quite well and Liverpool weren't really performing. And then they beat United 7-0 and then they kind of went upwards from there. And it's at Anfield, obviously, so that's a big game for them to come back to. Just to come back to Chelsea briefly, there was some argument about Caicedo over the weekend. I forget who kind of brought it up, but about whether or not he could now be considered the best midfielder in the Premier League. I wonder what you guys think about that. Because I mean, he is certainly having a good season, but I don't know if I would still
see. This is the debate I was talking to about with my friend as well. For me, like, you know, the world class debate when people go, "Oh, this player's world class." For me, a player to be considered world class in the current crop of players in the world, you have to be within at least the top 3. You have to be within the top 3, like, to be considered world class.
Top 3 in the world. So that fourth place is not world. I don't know. I think that's a bit. It's top 10.
Too many players for me then are considered better than you. All of a sudden.
When you mean top 3, do you mean Ballon d'Or top 3, or are you talking about just
no, not Ballon d'Or, but Ballon d'Or is.
Yeah,
don't even get me started on that.
But I don't understand that argument though, Matt. Because would you say Lionel Messi is one of the best 3 players in the world right now?
No.
So, but he's still world class, isn't he?
Oh yeah, no, he's still. No,
do you know what I mean?
So, like, but he's a legend. So I'm talking about right now on current form. When people go, "Oh, he's world class," I'm like, well, hang on a minute. Like, let's think about the grand scheme of it. Look at everyone in the world, and will you honestly say he's better than, like, Harry Kane, Haaland, that sort of thing?
Yeah,
but
that
in
caliber
terms of the Premier League, what you're saying there, I think based off of form, I think the only player I would maybe put in there is maybe Semenyo.
I would
probably say
certainly on form.
Yeah.
Well, I think everyone has. It's so subjective. I think everyone has in their mind what constitutes and what doesn't constitute a world class player. For me, I don't think it's always based on form. I mean, look, a world class. One of the components of a world class player would be someone who's very, very consistent and who does it, each and every season. So players like Haaland, Harry Kane, Well, I would say should be considered world class. Mo Salah, yeah. But again, I think everyone has in their own heads what they would kind of say, how they would kind of consider.
I think if you're talking about his position, I would say the only player that could hold a candle to him actually would be Declan Rice.
Declan Rice, yeah, who I think is also world class.
I think he is, for me, the best player in his position. But if someone said who's next in the Premier League, I would say Caicedo. Gravenberch would probably be in there as well. But with how Liverpool play in a minute, it's probably
exactly. And see that this is why form doesn't quite work because I mean Rodri on his day is the best out of any of them. But I think he's injured again, and he's a Ballon d'Or winner. So form doesn't really come into it too much. But I know what you mean.
Well, this is a good one for you. Because the thing with Caicedo is that he does score goals defensively. He cleans up nicely, gets the team moving very quickly as well. It's a very offensive style he does play. He's not very negative in the way he does things, but he seems to thrive off of players of that level. Like when he was at Brighton, he stood out like a sore thumb.
Mm-hmm.
He came to Chelsea. He did struggle at first, but then all of a sudden he just got used to the environment, and all of a sudden I would say, Chelsea's best player, even with Cole Palmer in the team.
I mean, who does he partner in that middle? In that, was it too?
Enzo Fernandez.
That probably is then, because obviously, I'm guessing he's more of an offensive kind of midfield, I'm assuming. So it makes sense that obviously it kind of like the balance is there. Said like with Liverpool, like it's not there with Chelsea. I think you finally found that balance. So you get the best out of him. So
I think that we have the best midfield in the Premier League. Maybe bar Arsenal. Actually, no, I'd even go out there and say, we have the best midfield in the Premier League. I would
still say I'd probably still say full strength Arsenal. I mean, Rice, Odegaard, Zubamendi. I don't know.
It's close. I give you that. It's close. I mean, obviously with Liverpool back in form, you can see they're up there. Like maybe not at the moment, but like definitely they're definitely on top three at least.
Yeah, but it's definitely too early to be pressing the panic button for Liverpool at the minute. 100%, far too early.
People don't have patience anymore, and also someone's as I like the idea that people go like, I would rather us have struggle now and kind of like, well, what we've got to do is just if we're going to struggle and kind of have a keep in distance with Arsenal. Don't do what we're like. Don't do what Arsenal did, where just let it get bigger and bigger. If we can keep it, do a City. This is what City done all the time. They basically like had a bad, rocky start, kept in touching distance, and then when he got to the final 10 games, they went on a run, and then they won it. So
Man United used to do it.
Yeah,
just do it all the time.
It's bloody annoying.
They were bloody annoying.
I know, but like I think it's because the Liverpool fans, we only know one way of winning Premier League because it's always been we win and then we just So we don't. You could sit there and say every time we've gone a proper title race with like in a Bangkok, we've kind of lost it. So maybe it might be a good thing that we're not top and just blitzing it. Maybe that'd be good for that we're like having to chase it. Maybe, but I think we'll be fine. I think everyone. I think it's just like similar to the Man United debate when they do bad. It's just more of a they've got to talk about it for 2 weeks and basically that's their thing. But
it's a 1 point gap. I mean, it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the
world. So and several key players are having bad. Isak's not quite performing. Although that touch for the Gakpo goal, I mean, if he meant that. Talking about world class, I mean that was amazing.
I know, right?
I mean, good grief.
I think he's what I like about what gives me a bit of hope with all the players that aren't fitting is I've seen glimpses of the quality that were brought in.
Yeah.
Like Verts, you've seen a bit of glimpses of the kind of
his first touch for Salah was amazing. For that,
he's like probably. It's just even more Salah, but like. That's what gives me hope because it's like I'm not watching this game saying, "Wow, he's been rubbish all game." It's like I've seen glimpses, so I'm just thinking if we get the balance right, we'll be fine. But I think that's when watching the games. That's what it's like. Isak, I've seen glimpses of how this guy's gonna be when he hits form. It's gonna be good for us and all that kind of stuff. So, but that was. I don't think he meant that as much as he would love to say he did.
Probably not. I mean, but I'd like to think that he did, just to think, oh my god, what a touch! Like,
it looked good. I give you that. It looked good.
It did, yeah.
But I think one player we have to mention this week, and probably player of the season so far, for me, 100% is Semenyo. The guy is just playing out of his skin at the minute. He's unbelievable.
That goal.
He's playing so well that if he goes 3 or 4 weeks now without a goal, he's still not leaving my fantasy team. I'm just keeping him in there. Like he's just going to be in. I might bench him perhaps, but I mean, I'm not selling him. He's just too good. What a season he's having! Yeah.
I was shocked that no one went for him in the summer, to be honest, because obviously not having this. Obviously, this season.
Spurs when it tried to go in for him, but was it Areola? Am I saying that right? He refused to let him go. He was like, "No, he's not for sale."
I mean, good choice. I think we go by that. but he's been outstanding. I mean, obviously since the first game against us, he was like, it was absolutely amazing. Like, I mean, obviously that goal. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could sit there and he basically nutted the keeper. I think I loved. It's like it looks like on the corner he shouldn't, but the goalkeeper should be saving that. But he just nutted him, and then. But what I like about that game is like, what was it? He got that goal. Oh, that was an amazing goal, and then obviously Bournemouth go, no, well, I'm going to have another worldie outside the goal. I mean, that goal is. I mean, that game was crazy, but like, yeah, I mean, Bournemouth. I mean, we've got to talk about Bournemouth. I mean, they've been a spectacular start so far, right?
You've got to think they lost their defensive line in the summer. They lost Kepa. Kirkes. Was it Haaland? Am I saying it right? The Real Madrid defender now.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they lost another one to PSG as well. Like, they lost their back line. And I think I won't be the first to say that I was thinking they're going to struggle a lot more this year. They look even better than they did last season.
And obviously someone like Semenyo is helping that. But, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, but they're a point off of the top of the table at this stage of the season, which is just insane for a team like Bournemouth because their budget is like next to nothing in some ways. But like the other thing as well, I believe their games coming up still isn't actually that bad either. They've got Crystal Palace, Man City, and Nottingham Forest all in their next 3 games.
I mean, Crystal Palace is at Palace or
Sellers Park, yeah.
It is at
yeah,
but
they have just lost, so hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, the unbeaten record. I mean, that one was obviously the Nottingham Forest one. It's like, will they have a new manager by then? So maybe they get the new manager bounce.
My word!
It's not looking good for him. But
Ange just refused to leave. It's just like I'm not leaving.
I'm staying for a year, even if we finish bottom and we get relegated. I'm staying at this club. I don't care what anyone says.
I'm not losing 2 Premier League jobs in the space of a year. Like, just
that's so embarrassing. What is it with Ange? Like he's come in there and the team was nowhere near how Ange would have had it. Nowhere even near. So to go from a manager that's all out defensive to go, oh yeah, now I just want you to forget about defending and just absolutely bombard.
Like, he's trying anything though, isn't he? He's just trying anything to kind of, and he's already getting a bit spiky with the press again in his post-match interviews, and it's already starting to happen. And there are things that he's having talks with the owners, and he's determined to stay and all this kind of stuff. But you really don't see how he's going to stay there long term, especially if performances stay like that. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're getting tied to the point like these managers now when they kind of go like, well, it's my way, one way of playing, and it's going to work, even if we like the great managers are the ones that adapt. Like, surely you can surely he's a good manager that can adapt to say, okay, I like this attacking football, and then kind of I can play a bit more defensive as well.
The example there you can give is Arne Slot. Last season, he didn't have to adapt. In the nicest way, he didn't. It worked. It seemed to work. It worked all the way through, and they smashed it, won the title.
Walked the season, yeah, exactly.
Now he's got all these new players in. He's trying to introduce them in. It's not quite working so far. Like how probably everyone was thinking it would do. Now he's got to try and adapt in a way. So this is going to show whether is he now good enough to bring that Liverpool back, and the same with Ange as well. Like, stop being so stubborn. You've got players very good defensive. Try and make the most of that first.
I think when your own fans start singing "You're getting sacked in the morning," I think that's you.
After 7 games.
Yeah,
that's got to be the quickest. Like, that's a record we've got to look up. Who's like had the least amount of games in charge? Like,
it must be De Boer at Palace. I think he had 4 games, lost all 4, and got sacked.
I forgot about that. I actually think it's quicker than that, and I believe the record, and this is going to sound very strange, is no games. I believe. If I'm right in thinking, it was a Southampton manager. There was a lot. It just came in, and then all of a sudden he was sacked. Like, there was something going on with the boards. Yeah, it happened in like 2005 or something.
But I think the rule is surely you have to have had at least managed the game for that. Like, you know what I mean?
That doesn't count.
Even if it's behind closed doors game, even if it's like a game,
a little 11v11 with their own team, like a little coaching session. Like
that counts,
Yeah.
I think Frank de Boer is actually the record then. If
he must be, yeah. I think it was 4, if I'm not mistaken, it was 4 games that he lost all 4 and they were hopeless and they see you later.
But yeah, I do sit there and think, how is Ange going to turn this around now? I can't see it personally, because
Was
if
their
he's
next game?
Stubborn, he's gone.
I'm looking now. It is Chelsea, right? At Notts Forest. No, at the Forest Ground. Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
okay.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just find it's just like it's again, as we've said a hundred times, like they changed something that didn't need to be changed. Yes, they were starting a bit not as good as they were last season, but they were still looking quite all right. And then all because the owner doesn't, they fell out with the manager, and then and now
Needless.
like again, we're trying to like. He's trying to like. Everyone knows when you start changing a drastic change in style, a couple of games into a season, it never works out well for you.
No.
So it's. I don't know. I mean,
from a personal perspective, I don't like seeing managers get sacked. I don't, of course not. But if someone said to me, "Do you think Ange's going to get the sack?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I do," but I don't want him to get sacked yet. I want him to make it to when Nottingham Forest play West Ham and Nuno beats him to get him sacked. That's what I want.
Perfect. You want it all just to come together very, very nice. All slot together perfectly.
Your manager and sacked
That'd
him.
be hilarious.
Put
it like this way: the situation normally managers that have like two or three different managers for a season usually go down. That's usually relegation type stuff, right?
That is.
When you see like 3 or 4 managers.
And who predicted Nottingham Forest to go down? Yes.
I mean, I give you that. If you get that, I'll give you full credit for that
so
one.
Happy.
But then again, it's like we said. I think last week, it's like if any club, like the way they've acted, what they've done, like if anyone deserves to get, like there has to be consequences for this bad ownership.
Absolutely.
Well, you've got to think from a like a business perspective. You've just sacked one of your most successful managers of recent years. Probably as successful. Well, the probably manager more successful than him in Forest's history is probably Brian Clough.
Yeah.
You've sacked Nuno to bring in this guy. He has lost all of his games. From a business perspective, if he sacks him now, he looks stupid. He looks so stupid.
The owner, you mean? Marinakis or whatever.
He does it's like you have no
it's an admission like we made a mistake hiring him in the first place. Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember like Watford? They went through that spell where they just sacked manager after manager.
Just one after the other. Yeah.
He looks like that all of a sudden. So it's sort of like you've got to stick with him for a little bit. That's the thing. You have to now. You've sacked when you're most successful for this guy.
I don't know.
But again, if he's not adapting, like as I said before, like if he's sitting there like. It'd be different if he was like, okay, I've got to tinker, it'd take time. But again, he hasn't changed. Like you would have thought he would have learned from the Tottenham experience that he needs to change. But it looks like he hasn't learned a thing.
Did he though? He won the trophy.
True, but when you finish in the league,
that sounds like just classic arrogance. Like if that he doesn't want to sack a manager that clearly none of the fans like. Clearly this isn't working. He's not gelling with his team, but he doesn't want to sack him. But he doesn't want because he doesn't want to look silly. That's just pure arrogance, how bad can it get?
He does come across as that kind of owner, though, right?
Yeah.
He seems like.
He came on and had to go at the manager after they secured their spot in Europe.
Well, come on, just because they drew against Leicester, I think it was like 2-2 or something. And he was on his pitch. Like, are you kidding me right now? I think they were still in like the top 4 at that point. It's like, it's a crazy club.
The last thing I will say about Ange is that he always wins something in his second season, so there will be champions of the championship.
Exactly. Yeah. Good point. Yeah, well done.
But yeah, they obviously Nottingham Forest going in completely the wrong direction, but one team who is picking up momentum and are going in the right direction, you have to say Man City, another big win against Brentford. Haaland on the score sheet again. Obviously, Carragher did say on Sky Sports that he is the best striker in Premier League ever. Is that
did he actually say that? Statement? I mean, in terms of pure goals per game or goal returns per game, I mean, he must be up there with, goals per minute or all those kind of stats that are just purely to do with goals. He must be right up there with the very best to do it in the Premier League in terms of strikers. He has to be.
Greatest ever goal scorer in English football. Oh, in English football, not even Premier League. Oh.
Jamie, he's just came out with a couple of stinkers recently.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no denying he's probably the best striker in the Premier League right now. I mean, his body must be.
In the world right now. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
no, Harry Kane.
I would put Haaland slightly above Harry Kane. I think they're both. I love Harry Kane. I love Harry Kane, but I think Haaland is just that level above. I mean, and Harry Kane's knocking them in. I think he's got 11 goals already in the Bundesliga.
He has 20 goals.
But and 11 in the Bundesliga. But yeah, so I mean, obviously, but
is he like the quickest to get 100 or something? Like, I think I saw a stat like he's one of the quickest.
100 in like 102 games or something ridiculous like that. Kind of, similar to.
Where did he finish in the Ballon d'Or? Like, he should have been like at least in the top 3.
13.
Yeah. It's like, come on.
The thing is, though, I mean, we're going weird tangent. But I don't know if you watch the Bible. I mean, I don't. You see the highlights every so often, but I mean, like, Bayern Munich typically blow teams away. So like 5-0, 7-0, 6-1, all this kind of stuff. And Harry Kane will have had the 2nd, 4th, and 6th. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not not always, but that kind of thing. But yeah, Haaland kind of typically gets these kind of much needed winner. Like, it was a 1-goal game, and he got the goal that ended up being the winner.
It was great. It was absolutely a great finish as well.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
It's just so good.
Put it this way: the reason why I won't say that Haaland is the greatest goal scorer ever in English football is because of some of the plays that we've had over the years. Like, if someone said to me, the ball falls within the 18-yard box and you want someone to smash it into the back of the net, I'm choosing Haaland. Because he will smash it into the back of the net.
Yeah.
But if you want a full out-and-out goal scorer, someone strong, aggressive and everything, I actually think that Harry Kane, for me, is better in that sense. Obviously got like Alan Shearer as well. Yeah. I'd even no, I think Aguero. No, probably not Aguero. Henry, I'd put Henry above him.
Is it more the types of goals? Haaland? Because he kind of has a kind of MO of how he scores. It's usually someone puts a good ball in. It's one-on-one the keeper and he puts through. It's like I mean, it works. Obviously, he's amazing at it. But to sit there and say he's the greatest striker ever in English football, it's like some of the strikers and the kind of goals they've scored. I think he is kind of one way because obviously the goal he scored against Brentford was just basically a really good ball. Was it one through ball and he's just 1-on-1 and he's
got a great team. He's got great players around him as well. I mean, like, one other kind of comparison to, I mean, like, make no mistake. I mean, Haaland is an amazing player, and he's just one of those. Him and similar with Harry Kane as well. I think that when they're through on goal, you just think, he's going to score. There's just no question about it. Like they just know where the goal is and just going to put it there. It's almost like effortless for them now. Yeah. And his strength and the way he holds defenders off, he must be a nightmare to deal with as a centre back. But he is phenomenal. But best ever in English football? I don't know. But right now, I mean, you'd have to say he is up there with certainly the best in the Premier League right now. Yeah, for sure.
I think he's the only striker in the Premier League, maybe other than Philip Mateta, who is willing to run at defenders and use all of his strength to get past them.
Yeah,
I do. I think that because you look at a lot of strikers over the years, you think of Drogba. He used to outmuscle defenders.
Strength,
and then smash it into the back of the net. He was really good at that. Another one you'd even put in there was Emil Heskey. He wasn't he was a goal scorer, but his strength was insane.
Big lad. Oh yeah, very strong. Yeah.
So, but Haaland is probably one of the very few amount in the world right now who will outmuscle a defender to score a goal.
Yeah, and athletic as well. He can sprint. He can. He's brilliant. He is brilliant.
Like Isak, for me, he doesn't strike me as someone that's going to outmuscle a defender. He will pass it to Salah, and then run in the box, and then Salah will pass it back for the 1-2 and then score a goal.
Yeah,
that's what I think Isak is more like. So yeah. But no, I think that it is definitely open for debate. But Carragher, in my opinion, you are definitely wrong.
He's had some stinkers recently. I think I've seen some of the comments he's come out, and I'm like, Jet, what are you doing? Why are you saying that? But then it's football punditry for you.
I agree with him. I actually really like Carragher as a pundit. I think he's great. But yeah, I mean, at some of them you kind of go, well, you can kind of argue there, but it always boils down to, well, I mean, it's just kind of it's everyone's opinion, though, isn't it? But
yeah, it's fair enough. Yeah.
But our opinion is right. That's what we can agree on.
That's quite right. Yes. At the end of the day, all things considered. Yeah.
Our free opinions is what matters. That is it. All right.
Exactly. Exactly.
but yeah, we obviously have got the other game to speak about, and we will be fair because it was, if Man United did lose, it would have been one of the biggest topics conversation. Probably Amorim hangs on to his job for at least through the international break after beating Sunderland 2-0. What are your thoughts on that one, by the way?
Well, you say if they lost, obviously, if United had given up a 2-goal lead and it ended 2-2, I think he would have been in just as much trouble had they lost to Sunderland. But
okay,
obviously happy. Kind of strange, almost when we beat them, and it was I will say it was a great performance by United. I think that first half was probably the best half of football they've played this season by a long stretch. They looked sharp. They kept the ball. They looked, there was meaning. There was sort of meaning and thrust in the attacking trend. They were able to keep the ball. They just looked really good, and they just kind of every player kind of looked like they knew what they were doing, which hasn't been a typical kind of characteristic of this team under Amorim. Not a lot of the time anyway. But it's almost kind of left me in a sort of limbo. It's like, well, we won, great. Well, what now? So I mean, just the negativity around Amorim and around this team has been so much so that it's almost like, if not when. When not if, as in regards to when he's going to lose his job. And it was almost kind of set in stone, and everyone kind of agreed that if Amorim loses or draws this game, he's gone. I think everyone would have had that same agreement, and the fact that he's won, it's like...
You don't know how to feel.
You're not supposed to do that.
That's exactly it. I have no idea. And it's like, it begs the question as well. Like, where was that performance? And I mean, the second half was good, but that first half in particular, it was really good. And the 2 goals, and I was glad for Sesko to get his second goal. That's 2 in 2 games for him now.
He's starting to betting quite well. I'll give you that.
He's starting to kind of, and Lamens. I mean, Lamens had a great game. The keeper.
Do you know what?
I was so happy that he started him. First clean sheet of the season. Lemon starts. What do you know? Hey, So and he looked commanding in the box. He went for balls. He look comfortable.
And he's young.
Very young. Yeah.
Don't be afraid. These players need to be in the environment to grow, to adapt. Don't keep them on the bench. How are they going to grow? I know
exactly. Right? And that was a big game to start. That was a big game to kind of start him. There was a lot of pressure in that game, and I was kind of surprised at how fluid United actually looked, because I was thinking, like, God, are they just going to fold under the pressure of, like, this game is kind of make or break for our manager, But, yeah, Lamens in particular had a great game, so I was very delighted for him to get the first clean sheet of the season as well under him.
Is it kind of nice? Is it kind of nice? I think it's because for the last couple of years, the Man United, obviously, since De Gea went, it's like had such terrible goalkeepers that maybe it's a situation and maybe you actually have finally got a keeper that's just, good.
Well, look, consistent. No, absolutely. I mean, look, it's one game. So, I mean, let's not kind of go all out. Fans singing, "Are you Schmeichel in disguise?" Like, hang on a minute. And I know the keeper situation has been poor since De Gea, and even it's just like, hang on, fellas, let's pull it back a little bit. He's had one game, but he did look very good, and I was delighted when he was in the starting lineup. And yeah, he looked great. So another kind of positive in that sense. And just to say that the Sunderland keeper, Robin Roves, I think his name, he had a game. I mean, he had a fantastic game, and it could have been 5. I mean, he had made so many top saves. Shout out to him. He was great.
I mean, he's another summer sign, isn't he? Like, he's never one from.
I don't know, actually. I'm not too sure. They brought in a bunch of players. He might have been.
I've seen a couple of games, and was it highlights of him? He's been like one. We was all talking about Sunderland. Obviously, they're offensive, and also he had been look quite solid. Was it set up? But they've got a keeper there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I can't remember whose shot it was, but I think I
was kind of thinking there, like, who was it? Yeah, was it? I can't remember, to be honest. But the one where he just kind of tips it onto the bar. I think that one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a save!
Such a good keeper.
Who powered it? anyway? And Mason Mount with a really good goal as well. And just a kind of all around, just a great performance. Kind of where's that been all season?
It's consistency for me now, isn't it? Because you can have one good performances, and then
it's sort of like the international break has come at the wrong time for Man United.
A little bit, yeah.
Although promising victory, and then like, okay, we're now going to the international break. It's sort of like,
I don't think it's that big of a, yeah. I mean, I think Liverpool is. I think that Liverpool United game is a fascinating fixture to come back to, just with the kind of stories of both teams. With Liverpool kind of on a downward trend, and United with that last win, a little bit of an upward trend. it'd be interesting to see, and it is at Anfield, I think. So, but we've had some luck against Liverpool in the recent past, a couple of draws, some good performances.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, but you could sit there and say like, would Man United be sitting there going? Sometimes you wish there was an international break just before that. If this match was next weekend, because obviously with the form and obviously that kind of downward spiral of Liverpool, maybe it might be like an opportunity. But obviously now we've got 2 weeks and we've got time to, like, again, this could be, as you said before, like it could be a situation we come back and it's like, oh, they've tweaked it, they fixed it, and then it'd be back to. So you would. But I want to say it's going to be the most.
I know what you mean.
Interesting Man United Liverpool game for a while, because obviously normally when we go into that one it's usually like everyone goes, Liverpool the favourites, but this one's like, I don't know, it's going to be a interesting game, to be honest, in that sense.
Yeah, I think, because I mean both managers, I suppose more so Amorim, you'd have to say, but Arne Slot's right under it now. He's bang under it. You'd almost kind of say that's a big game for both of those managers. You kind of wonder who's under more pressure, because it's almost like with Amorim, it's like everyone knows he's going to leave at some point. Well, everyone knows. It's like he's just seeing out. It's going to happen at some stage.
I think that game is bigger for Man United, 100%. The reason is because of this. Yes, okay, Amorim is it sounds like he could leave if they get a big defeat in that game. No doubt about that. But then, where does Man United's future lie? There
is a name. It's probably not going to happen, but there's a name floating around. I've seen is Grasner, like from Palace. Like, I've seen that. Yeah. But then I would sit there and say, well, someone said rightly, I think, didn't he turn down the Bayern Munich job to stay at Palace?
He did.
So he's turned down.
Why on earth would you go to United now? You must have seen enough of what happens when managers go there.
You're doing so well at Palace.
At Palace, exactly. It's like, why on earth would you do that?
And I saw that, and it's just like, it's the same arguments they always come out. Oh, but Man United's a big club, and it's like they still are a big club, but not at the moment. And it's like, where would you rather stay at Palace, where there is such obviously they lost, but they've been in such good form, playing such good good system, playing good stuff.
The
most successful period in their season and in their club's history, or be another manager, another great manager, go to Man United and try and fix something, and by history probably fail. But like, I saw that name and I was like, maybe you can convince him, but I don't think so.
I think and I think it's unfair to start talking about managers. Amorim is still the manager, but it's almost weird. It's almost like if we go to Anfield and it's a kind of a sort of Liverpool, it's a close affair, it's tight, and Liverpool maybe scrape a 1-0 win. You could almost say, well, Amorim and his team can almost be forgiven, particularly if they put in a good performance and they get beaten. You can play well and get beaten, as we proved against Arsenal, the opening game of the season.
Do you think it's a free hit?
Everyone was kind of almost. Do you not think? And I think but that sort of drags it on again for another week, and it's like there's no kind of it's like, what is the end game here? Does Amorim need to? What does he need to do? Do we need to win 3 or 4 games in a row for him to go right? I know what the owners obviously are come out and kind of saying they're standing by him. They've not said anything to the contrary. But I think a lot of the fans kind of know that it doesn't seem to be working. But again, that Sunderland performance was really, really good. And it wasn't just against like the bottom side who were, terrible, and it was just a free 2-0 win. Sunderland have been one of the best teams of the season. And very, very good. So, it was a win against an informed side. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just kind of, again, a throwaway 2-0 win against a nothing team. It was against a good team. So
I think it's consistency with him. I think it's a situation of that's been a problem. Like, example, if you go through this is actually that spark that starts when the system finally works and you start winning, was it 4 or 5 in a row or something like that, and you start building your way up. And that's when I think that's when people start going. But because the problem is with Amorim is like, example, you can have I think last season, I think he beat City, I think he was, and everyone was like lauding him. It's what that's going to be the spark, and then obviously we saw what happened. It wasn't. That's the thing, man.
So many false dawns, It happened against the win against Burnley. Just about got the win against Burnley at Old Trafford. Last minute Bruno penalty, and then there was a kind of feeling that right now we can sort of first win of the season. Now we can go. And then I think the week after, I think that was the loss against City, if I'm not mistaken. And it all just it was like back to square one almost.
I think what it is for me, from a fan's perspective, this is how I look at it, especially with Enzo Maresca from is that if we lose a game and the manager's done everything right, then I sit there and go, we're just unlucky, or something along those lines, or the players was up to scratch or something. But when it's tactics, so for example, if you're losing a game and you're bringing on defensive players, I sit there and go, what are you doing? Or like, when it's like that clip I put on the chat and saying that like Haaland broke free and all the defenders were over there.
Yeah.
For me, that's the sort of thing of like, no, that's tactics. What are your players doing, sort of thing. So I think it's more to see that there's a structure in place and there's actually a philosophy going forward that looks like the players understand it.
Absolutely.
Figure out what they're doing.
Figure out.
I think that's the problem with Amwin's Man United. You look at them and obviously you go, like, what are you trying to do? Like, I know what he wants to do, but like, you can sit there and say, well, he got a free hit last season because obviously halfway through, but this season it's like he's sitting there looking at like the system he wants to play. It's like, it's obviously it worked. Obviously, great performance against Sunderland. It's good win there. But again, it's like, it could work in one instance and then it'll go
the pieces the next. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So like you can't. You're happy going into an international break, not having 2 weeks of constant Man United this, Man United that, and all that stuff. But I think that's the problem with him. It's just it is. I think it's like adaptability. It's the same thing we were talking about Ange earlier. He's so stubborn. Like it's nothing wrong with tweaking your system. It's like you can obviously seeing that having a back three or like playing the way you were is not working well. So why don't you tweak it a little bit? That's what makes the great managers, and that's what I think that's what's going to be his downfall in the end because he's not willing to change it up.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, obviously, I think we'll leave the Premier League there because obviously now we are into the international break, everyone's favourite time of year. But if it helps anyone, this is the final international break bit for a while afterwards, which is always nice.
Did you hear about the new thing they're going to bring in apparently next season? I think like they're going to it's going to be just one international break.
But it's like a month long or something.
But like, would you rather have 3 separate ones or for like little?
I'd have the 3 separate ones to be honest.
Depends when we're talking. Are we talking like April or are we talking March when like the season's coming to an end?
I think they were saying like in September or something like that. I think they're really early on just to get it out of the way. But because obviously like what was it 3 international breaks then like before the end of the year and it's like we're done and then we don't see anything for a while. But
I would keep it separate personally. I'd keep it separate.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it works better.
I like the inter breaks are they have kind of the upside, like not having to worry about your fantasy team for a weekend. That's always nice, a weekend of not stressing out about like, oh, how do I captain, man? I don't know.
Or you can deal after a disappointing defeat and have 2 weeks to kind of like recover. So
I was in a lot of hope that after the week I had, I was like, I'm hoping that I've done really well this week. And I looked at everyone else and I was like, I have smashed it this week.
Yeah,
so next week we'll come back down to normality. I'll have injuries, red cards and everything.
Yes.
But obviously, like I say, we're into the international break. Now, I did actually want to talk about this squad that was called up because for me, there are some players I do 100% question being in there. Now I will read it out for anyone that doesn't know. In goal, goalkeepers, you have got Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford, James Trafford. Defenders, Dan Burn, Mark Gahey, Konza, Miles Lewis Skelly, Nico O'Reilly, Henry Quanta, is it DJ Spence, and then John Stones. Midfield, you've got Elliot Anderson, Gibbs White, Henderson, Loftus-Cheek, Declan Rice, Morgan Rogers. And then the forward line is Gerard Bowen, Eze, Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, and finally Ollie Watkins. Now, the one I wanted to speak about most, and I understand he may have not started the games, and there may only be one keeper that starts all the games. Nick Pope has been the best goalkeeper for me this season, and he's not in the squad. I'm sorry, but James Trafford has not been good enough to then
he hasn't played for 3 weeks.
exactly.
Yeah.
Why is he
2
getting
weeks,
in
whatever.
the squad? I'm sorry, no. Like,
No.
what in Lord's name's happened there for me?
I've no idea. I thought I went, what?
It's a,
I
but I mean, well, to
just-
be fair, to like to Thomas Tuchel, has most of his squad since his announced of always that one baffling one. I mean, the first one, I think everyone was like Henderson. Why is Henderson back in the
Yeah.
England side?
Henderson
And then
looks
then-
like he's going to be a mainstay in there, doesn't he?
I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
and obviously how he started with Brentford. Obviously, this season it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. Okay, now I get it because he obviously still got some qualities that might be useful. But
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, it's like, yeah, he's not even playing. Like, at least pick the 3 players that are actually playing for their clubs. I mean, for God's sake, like Trafford's not, because basically City had to go and get another world-class keeper because Trafford wasn't working. But then he gets in the England squad. It's a bit of a strange pick.
The thing is, though, is that it is. I can never really remember. So when 3 keepers get kicked, so there's 2 matches, isn't there, for England? So is it a guarantee that James Trafford will get a game? So
No,
even if Nick Pope was it, do you know what I mean?
I mean,
so it's
not
not
even a
that
guarantee
big.
that Dean Henderson will even get a game.
Yeah, exactly.
It would take a goal. It will be up there with, like, the injury crisis after injury crisis. Like, basically both of the goalkeepers go down in training, and then all of a sudden, like Trafford, you get your opportunity, but it takes something spectacular. But yeah, I mean, I get it. But to be fair, it could be I mean, I think after we've got it's a 1 qualifier and a friendly, I think, and then this international break, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Wales
then obviously
Latvia.
Yeah, and then obviously after that, is that the end of the qualifiers? So we got one more? I only not. Is it like?
I think there is. No, I think that is it. I think that is actually it, because then next
Is
year
it?
would be the World Cup year, and they don't normally do qualifiers in the World Cup year.
Yeah,
Normally it's
is it not
all
at the beginning of the year? Maybe no. Although
No.
when would the international? No, yeah, you're probably right actually.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
But
The other omission, it's what the other surprise I suppose was the omission of Bellingham. To be honest, I haven't really kept an eye on La Liga this season, so I don't really know whether or not he's playing well or if he's in and out of the side or this and that. I know they're not top of the league right now. I don't think, but they are.
If there's one player that actually I'm kind of glad isn't in there, is actually him. I'll be honest. I think that he is good, and he is good. He's obviously shown that at times, and he's not having the greatest of seasons. But
is he not? No.
I think we're starting to see maybe that the hype was very, very high for him, and
I mean,
I'm hoping obviously he can produce the numbers again. Fingers crossed, that would be really nice. But I want players to get in on merit. Until the World Cup comes round, I want players to get in on merit, not because you should be in there.
I mean, to be fair, like if you look at that midfield that he's picked, like I can't look at any of those names and go, what are they doing there? Like you can always make a case.
A little bit. No, do you not reckon a little bit? Jared
I mean, he's
Bowen?
been a bright. I mean, to be fair, you could say he's been a bright spark and a pretty
average team. Yeah, it's fair enough.
I mean, I think Rashford I would have said, but then obviously he's looked quite good last couple of games. He scored a couple for was it Barcelona?
Yeah.
I mean,
the one I would probably put in there is actually Gibbs White.
Gibbs White, yeah.
Like that, I'm a bit surprised he's got in there in some ways with how poor they have been at times.
I mean, I'm hoping he starts Anderson, because apparently in like the last internationals he was like really impressive playing in that. We might have finally found that defensive solidity in the midfield, maybe. But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, some of those names you're just looking at. I mean, could you sit there and say Stones? Like maybe because obviously
that was a very interesting shout. I think
I don't know. I mean, because obviously there's no doubt he was like, but no one's said to anyone the best. But like he last couple of seasons, like maybe like last season at least, he's looked a bit. So maybe obviously the experience thing. So obviously he's only in it. Tuchel's only there for 18 months, so he's got experience in youth. But yeah, I mean, I'll put Stones, but like I have to admit, I'm looking at that and going, it's still a really good selection. I think 1 or 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
It still is. I mean, like Morgan Rogers, 100% deserves to be in there. Another one like Marcus Rashford, he's been playing well at Barcelona so far. Well, what other ones would you probably say? Like you say, Elliot Anderson has shown glimpses this season of brilliance. Mark Gahey, I mean, he is the one for me out of all of them that I sit there and go, he is so good that the defeat on the weekend. Like I know they picked it before then, but it's like
no, but
the
it's
defeat on the weekend is like forget about it. This guy,
yeah, absolutely,
he's really good.
What I'm really happy is the idea that obviously was it Kwanzaa, obviously leaving us going and Bayer Leverkusen, but he's been really good from what I've seen. He's got a couple of goals, looks really good for that Bayer Leverkusen side. So it's kind of like that basically like. Because he's getting starts now and he's starting to actually play consistently, he's starting to, so like maybe you could sit there and say when he was at Liverpool, you can say, well, he doesn't start as much. Why is he in it? But now it feels like with that Bayer Leverkusen move, he's finally solidified. I'm definitely part of this England team.
Okay, well, let's because obviously you said about Jordan Henderson there. The one thing I did actually want to mention on him, do you think Thomas Tuchel spoke to him in the summer, and said to him, look, I understand like you do really well for this team. You do contribute towards the England squad. I can't keep picking you though if you're playing in leagues that are not of the standing that you're playing in. Do you think he said to him basically, you need to get back in the Premier League or in a top league for me to justify picking you?
And then Henderson's agent, whatever, said to the English clubs, "Oh, he's available," and then someone went in, and then thing went in for Brentford.
Yeah, I would probably say no because I mean I get what you're trying to say there, but like I think it's more because obviously he was always having a bit of a falling out with the Ajax fan base anyway. Because I think I'm sure he had. He had like that infamous was it press conference where he called them out? I think it was. Was it? I can't remember what game it was, but yeah, like it was probably like he hit out at them, like because I think they were questioning his performance or something like that. But I mean, it was always kind of a nature that he was coming back anyway, because obviously, even when he was at Ajax, he was getting in the team. So I'm guessing he was sitting and going, if it's not working at Ajax, he's probably the best place would be to come back to play in the Premier League. I mean, maybe he's probably had a chat with him, maybe, but because obviously he's probably with that he got the job and he had them 3 months where he obviously wasn't manager, so he probably had go around talking and all that kind of stuff. So probably could see it, but. I think with the Ajax situation, it was probably going to be on the move, even if he wasn't getting in the England team. So, but I mean, it's quite hilarious when it's like the start of the season. I think with Brentford, where we're going, be a utility player. He won't play. He won't do anything.
And he's probably been one of their better players.
I mean, some of the we talked about it with some of the assists, but that's like basically their move is basically on the counter, give it to Henderson, and he just basically puts one hell of a through ball in, and then it's like Thiago just puts it away. It's been like carbon copy, and it's just not. I look at it going, like like when you see a transfer and you go, that what you do, and then now it's like, now I get why they brought him in. It makes sense now.
Now I did see something the other day, and I. I'm probably going to upset some people with this one.
Oh, let's go. Let's have you.
You upset people? No.
No, I don't like upsetting people. My opinions are delusional. I've heard, like as one of our fans actually did say not too long ago. I found
your opinions are radioactive, mate. They're just
So
love it.
It was so I was listening to TalkSport earlier. And they were talking about the England squad, and this guy said Declan Rice is a better player for England than Steven Gerrard ever was.
Here we go again.
I can see. No, I don't know who said that, but I can sort of understand the argument.
Do you know what? Like,
I don't think he's saying. I don't know. Again, I don't think that is. That's not a state. That is not saying that Declan Rice is a better player than Gerrard. That's not quite, because I think a lot of people would jump to that conclusion going, but if you kind of break it down and think about it, well, yeah. I mean, like, tournament football is difficult, right? Because it's very, very difficult to be successful in international side. Because there's one tournament every 2 years, and obviously only one team can win it. And typically it's the same teams each year, or each tournament, But you could say that
what he's done with them, don't you?
Exactly, yeah. So Gareth Southgate, when he was under Gareth Southgate, he was the most successful manager England have had since Sir Alf Ramsey. Even though he didn't win anything, but he still, do you know what I mean? There were no trophies to speak of, but everyone could see how well England were performing, and they were getting to semi-finals, finals consistently. And Rice was a major part of his team during that period. Whereas when Gerrard was playing under, he had, I think, a couple of England managers.
It's typical TalkSport way, mate. Let's be honest. I mean, I
don't think that's too an outlandish a statement to make, to be honest.
I mean, obviously, I think you're right in the argument. Obviously, you could sit there and say he's had a better England career. Like just because where England got fired, I don't disagree with that. It's just you just know TalkSport have done that. Like, we're rubbing their
it's a
hands
pure
with
kind
this.
of.
Like, here we go.
Go on,
That's going to upset the people.
Can't have
they'll get confused on the
but
thing.
I mean, I could see the argument. Though I get it because obviously, like he's been. I mean, Steven Gerrard. Well, obviously, he had his one or two moments with England, but there were glimpses. Whereas Rice has probably had more of an impact, you would say. So I wouldn't disagree with it.
I think that that Declan Rice for me it's definitely done more with England than what Steven Gerrard ever did. Because
not to say that's Gerrard's fault in particular,
exactly,
but I mean,
exactly that. Like because it's a team game. If it was tennis, that's different. But you're talking about a team game, aren't you? So but like you got to think Declan Rice got to 2 finals and a semi-final of a World Cup in the entire time he has played with England.
Exactly,
So it could be argued that he has had a better
100%.
international. But if someone sat there and said to me, "Oh, Steven Gerrard, Rice is a better player than Steven Gerrard overall," stop drinking.
Yeah.
Like,
put the spirits away.
The spirits away. Let's go to sleep now.
No, the argument is that Rice was more impactful for the team that he played in than Gerrard's for the team that he played with. You know, so for England.
I mean, I'm as a Liverpool fan, I'm not sure. I wouldn't. That's fine. I actually think that for England, yes, because obviously, we all want to forget like the golden generation and how much that era, especially for me, like, you know, gave me so much, you know, dread and horribleness because of how many times you got knocked out and how painful it was every time. So, but I guess with Rice, there's more happy memories than there are sad ones.
That's a good point as well.
So, but I said you would expect me to go, oh no, but like, for England, I would say Rice has been more impactful. I think I agree with that stage. Prefer.
Yeah, and that's all we're saying, Stu. Don't worry, that's all we're saying.
None of those crazy comments about Jack Grealish is better, you know, and that stuff again. We're not going there.
No. But obviously about prime Gary Cahill and Van Dijk.
I was just waiting for Matt to turn around and go, although you could say Gerrard and Rice, you know. Just waiting for that. You know?
I mean, did you guys? I don't know if I sent it on the. Was it? Did you ever see that video? I think I sent about Man United Liverpool in 2017, and I think it was basically the whole thing where basically like this guy from the Liverpool fan was basically predicted Man United's downfall and basically by the letter. And
I remember you chatting about it.
And obviously I saw it, and you listen to it, and you're going, "That's scarily true." Exactly what happened. Yeah. And obviously the Man United fan looked like, what was it? You said he's basically a 7. Was it you said Gary Cahill, but he said I think he's like a 75 million. Was it Chris Smalling? I think I remember that quote. And I was like, I mean, it was. I mean, that's more of an insult. Then at least Gary Cahill actually won stuff.
Like, so did Chris Smalling.
He won the FA Cup, didn't he?
He won the league.
Yes, he was part of that league side. Yes, he
was starting.
Smalzer. And he did quite well at where did he go to? Was it Roma? I think he went to after that. Yeah,
no doubt.
Like, I don't know if they won anything.
No, but he done well.
Actually,
Conference League.
I believe he won the Conference League.
Yeah,
that's right. There you go, Smalzer. Let's have you.
Yeah. And here's a nice little fact for you. Guess what team he beat in that final?
What year was it?
Fiorentina.
No, it was Feyenoord, and guess who's the manager then?
Oh, it was Mourinho, wasn't it?
Oh no, on the slot.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, right.
Interesting fair.
Yeah,
I remember watching that final. I remember watching, folks. But back in the days when you used to put it on, was it YouTube, and you watch it for free?
Yeah.
I watched that final, and basically it was one of those typical Jose Mourinho finals where they got the goal, and he was like, "Cool guys, I'm just going to be defensive." And then we're just like, you could sit there, it was the most boringest final you ever watched. But yes, nice little fact there, yes. So he has one. But I just love that quote. I just love the way like that guy that said that 7 years at 8 goes, must have egg on his face. Like, what was I saying? What was I doing with that comment?
But I think one thing I would like to do as a final bit for this episode is basically, who do you think, if this was the England squad going into the World Cup next year, this is your England squad? What is your starting 11? Now, we're going to do this now. We're not going to do one each. We're going to go through it. So, goalkeepers, okay. I think we can all agree Pickford.
Yeah.
He's starting. And then Dean Henderson on the bench as the backup, just in case.
Yeah,
the
just
red
in
card
case
comes
yes.
out. It's definitely
gets
not going to
crocked
be
in
an
the first
injury
minute.
but
Yeah.
it's going to be a red card if it's going to be something. The defenders. Now, I do think Mark Gahey definitely
Gahey
starts.
and Stones, maybe?
Probably for an experience.
That
Yeah,
experience,
that would make
yeah.
sense.
That's a good shout, actually. Good shout.
I think that, yeah.
There's no Maguire, so you would, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, was it Burnley plays in? Was it Burnley plays in the middle? He plays in the middle, maybe because obviously maybe he started him a couple of times, but it's interesting. That defensive positions actually, when you think about it, it's quite interesting because it's not a lot of.
Or Consa has started a couple of games as well.
Mate, I think for first games of tournaments, though, you just want to go with your absolute best 11. You don't want to take any chances. You just want to get that first 3 points.
Well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So
no weird introductions into the starting 11. It'll be probably what most people will expect.
So don't put Trent in midfield then.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I would say Mark Gahey and Stones we're going with, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Centre backs. On the wings, I think Lewis Skelly, is a
Is he right back or left back now? He's right back, isn't he?
I think he's a left back, isn't he?
Is he not? Is he? I can't. I'm trying to.
Left Timber.
Is he left?
Plays on the right.
Timbers. That's right. Yeah. So left back. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with him left back.
And then on the right, so you've either got who plays right back out?
I mean, it has to be Trent, hasn't it?
But he's not in the squad.
Trent's not in the squad.
No, but no. I know he's not in the squad, but we're talking about just this current squad. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
No find loopholes. No Bellingham.
No, I forgot. No, I forgot. You said that.
Stu did where World Cup winning 11. Oh, Young put him.
Van Bronckhorst.
I mean, technically, by my own rules, it works. So you know.
So who are the right backs? Who are the right backs in the squad?
Right. So these are the defenders. You got Dan Burn, Gahey, Lewis Skelly, Nico O'Reilly, Consa, Spence, Stones. So out of that, I think the only one. Yeah, I think Spence is the only one.
I can imagine who actually plays right back. Yeah.
Has England got a right back problem? Because obviously you haven't got Reece James there, right?
I think we do. Yeah. I mean,
Trippier. It's Trippier as well.
Nico O'Reilly replaced Reece James.
So
Reece
right.
James was originally in the squad.
Oh, so if he was in the squad, he probably started in that position. Right?
Yeah.
Is Trippier injured, or is he just not in the?
I think no, he's just not in the squad. Just not in the squad. By
fair
enough.
Thing.
But yeah, I would say I would probably go with, if you had to go for this, it would probably be Lewis Spence. So we're looking very vulnerable on the right here.
Yeah.
We got Brita home in the midfield. So what are we saying? We're going for a 4-3-3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think we'll have to say Rice. Who are the options again?
That's all right. Rice, Henderson, Gibbs White, Anderson, Loftus-Cheek, Morgan Rogers.
I think Morgan Rogers should definitely.
Yeah, I'd speak start.
I'm a fan of that Anderson. Was it Elliot Anderson?
Yeah, I was thinking Anderson.
He was very. As I said, his last international was really impressive, and it could have been that solution we've been looking for in that sense. You know, if you've got a Rice and kind of was it when he had like Calvin Phillips in that when we up with that Euros campaign, when it's like they both kind of worked, and we haven't been able to find that. So, and obviously how good he is in that defensive thing, like was it unlock Rice? So, but then again, I would pick Anderson, I think.
Not a lot of tournament experience in that midfield, and I know obviously this isn't the squad going to the World Cup, but it's a bit thin on the ground, isn't it? You know,
it is.
Testing out players, I guess.
I would go Rice, Rogers, and I don't think Henderson is going to be there.
No chance.
I don't think. Surely not.
No chance.
But no. Do you know what? Actually, I'd go for. I'd go for Rice, Rogers, Loftus-Cheek. I'd go with Loftus-Cheek because.
Where would you put him now? Like, are you putting him in defensive before?
I'd put him as a pivot. You know, so the two pivots. So Rice and Loftus-Cheek next to each other. Rogers in front of him.
Oh, so I see. I mean, yeah.
I'm doing that to the camera, thinking like it's gonna look that way.
So like 4-2-3-1 type thing.
Yeah, hang on. Let me draw it.
Yeah.
Don't worry. When we when a podcast becomes really, really big, we have one of like really cool tactical boards that come up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
the MNF thing.
Replacing all my books and everything. Yeah. But yeah, obviously forward line. we've got Bowen, Eze, Gordon, Kane, Rashford, Saka, Watkins. Kane starts.
Kane, Saka on the right. It's all about the left wing because I think Kane and Saka are automatics.
I mean, he'd probably go for Rashford because he has been doing it recently, but
on current form,
I would put Gordon. I think his work weight maybe. I think he might be a bit more of a handful on that side. But
he definitely won't start any of the England games. I can tell you that for a fact now. But
Bowen plays on the same wing, doesn't he, as Saka? So that's not going to work.
I believe so. No.
Yeah. Eze plays on that other flank. So does Gordon, and so does Rashford.
I'd probably take Eze, although I prefer Eze as a 10. Really, I don't know.
He has been playing out on the flank for Arsenal.
He has been, but
Do
you know, I'd probably just for work rate, I suppose I would go Gordon.
And he was at the last Euros. He was at the last Euros.
And I think when I've seen him play when he started, he's looked really promising. Like he looks really like he works in that kind of system. So I think ever since I saw him against us and how impressive he was then, he has been impressive for a while. But that one, it's like I think he would do a job for us. If not to start, he would definitely be a really good player to change it up. But
I would actually go Rashford personally. I think that he seems to thrive better at playing an international level. And he's playing well at Barcelona. So I mean, if he can carry that into his England games, that would be amazing. I mean, then it would be golden.
Was he okay in his because obviously we kind of followed the last international break in a way. Was it because obviously I knew he started in there.
I believe he scored. I think he scored.
So he looked quite good. I mean, okay. I mean, Rashford's an interesting one. A couple of months ago, you would have been like, he had a bit of a shaky start with the but Barcelona. You'd be like, well, why is he starting? But now it's like, it makes sense now.
Well, two players who are left Man United in the summer who have played really well is Rashford, Højlund.
Yeah.
Was it combining?
Your point being, it happens all the time.
No, I don't have a point. Oh, yes. It's Man United.
I mean, what I love about that is
I'm delighted for Højlund.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he was a good. I know it like people say Man United, but again, it's the argument we said 1,000 times. But it's just there was a good striker there, and obviously
he was a good striker. That's the thing. It was never about. I mean, again, tangent, but. Every time he scores for Napoli now, I always see the highlights. He looks so delighted. He's like,
I know.
Yeah, he's so happy, and it's like,
It must be like a happy. Well, it must be a happy-ish environment at Napoli because obviously they're really good. I think they're still up there, and challenging for the league.
Yeah,
they top. Oh, okay, so they're okay.
McTominay, God, thank God we're not there anymore. Was
it when you got De Bruyne as well?
De Bruyne as well.
That's one hell of a team actually.
Was it McTominay? So but we'll see what happens.
That England team is a bit shaky. So obviously, I think midfield and right back are the two kind of weak-ish points you could say.
We already qualified, haven't we?
Oh
we've already qualified. I think this is an opportunity for any England player where there's a bit of doubt in the side, i.e., like you say, right back and probably in the midfield, when everyone is fully fit. Actually, do you know what? If everyone is fully fit and playing at their top of their game, I think that midfield's sorted. In all honesty, because you've got Bellingham, Palmer, and Rice,
and even people like Mason Mount having a good season and this and that. Exactly, so I mean, it's going to be.
But right back,
Kobbie Mainoo perhaps if he starts getting back in the side.
But I think that England right back spot is really up for grabs. I really do.
Yeah.
And the centre back partnership, that's not 100% even.
Oh yeah, that's not nailed down. I don't think. No.
There's a lot up for grabs here. I think it's going through a transition period, this England team. But let's see. Well, let's just see how we get on over these international games. Probably both, hopefully. But just have to see. But I think we'll leave it there for this week. Obviously, let us know your thoughts on the England squad and everything. We always love to hear what your thoughts are as well. But we'll see you next week. All right then, guys. You take care. All right. See you later. Bye bye.
See ya.